Life in Bangladesh, $500 budget, beautiful women, and raw reality. Imagine living in a country where $500 a month not only covers rent, food, and transport, but leaves you with enough to enjoy life like royalty. Sound impossible? Well, that's exactly what life is like in Bangladesh. But there's more to this story than just the price tag. Bangladesh isn't just affordable. It's vibrant, raw, and filled with experiences that will leave you stunned. Beautiful women, stunning landscapes, and a way of life that's as real as it gets. This is a country that doesn't sugarcoat its truth, but that's what makes it so special. Stick with me as we dive into what it's really like to live here on a $500 budget. Trust me, this is a side of Bangladesh you've never seen before. Now, let's break this down. When you think of Bangladesh, you might picture a densely packed city, traffic jams, and maybe even some chaos. But what you don't know is that you can live comfortably for $500 a month. Yes, you heard that right. $500 covers your rent, meals, transportation, and so much more. Just to put it in perspective, in a place like New York City, $500 would barely cover 1 month's rent, let alone your food or any of the fun stuff. But here in Bangladesh, that's more than enough to live on comfortably. You can rent a cozy one-bedroom apartment for just $150, eat like a king on a street food budget of $3 a day, and still have money left over for the unexpected adventures that await you in this bustling, chaotic, yet beautiful country. I'm not just throwing out numbers here. I've actually lived on this budget, and let me tell you, it's not what you expect. The local women here are stunning, not just in appearance but in spirit. They are strong, resilient, and full of life. The landscapes? Jaw-dropping. From the vast river systems to the untouched beaches, you're surrounded by natural beauty that feels like something out of a dream. But it's not all perfect. Bangladesh has its raw reality, and in the coming minutes, you'll see exactly what I mean. You'll experience the highs and the lows, the beauty and the struggle, all through my eyes. Let me show you what living on a $500 budget here really feels like. It's not just about saving money. It's about living in a place that's full of surprises, challenges, and a kind of beauty that's real, not polished. Stick around, because in the next few minutes, you're going to see Bangladesh like never before. From the hustle and bustle of the streets to the peaceful moments you can find in the middle of chaos, this country will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about affordable living and rich experiences. So don't blink. This is just the beginning of the wild ride that is Bangladesh. Bangladesh is a country in South Asia, bordered by India on 3 sides and the Bay of Bengal to the south. It's one of the most densely populated countries in the world, and despite its small size, it's brimming with life and culture. If you look at a map, you'll see that Bangladesh is nestled between India and Myanmar, making it a crossroads of different cultural influences. The Bay of Bengal, with its expansive coastlines, gives the country a stunning natural beauty that contrasts with the bustling, vibrant cities. The culture of Bangladesh is rich and diverse, shaped by centuries of history and a mix of religious traditions. The population is predominantly Muslim, but there's also a significant Hindu community, along with smaller populations of Buddhists and Christians. This mixture of religions and cultures makes Bangladesh a cultural melting pot, with influences from South Asia, Southeast Asia, and beyond. The way people live here reflects this blend of traditions. You'll see colorful Hindu festivals like Durga Puja and Islamic traditions such as Eid celebrations, alongside Buddhist and Christian observances. This diversity is also reflected in the food, the art, the festivals, and the daily lives of Bangladeshis. One of the country's most famous cities is Dhaka, the capital. It's a city that never sleeps, filled with endless energy, crowded streets, and a mix of modernity and tradition. It's the commercial hub of Bangladesh, where everything happens at full speed. But it's also a city of contrasts. While it has its fair share of skyscrapers, there's also a deep connection to its history and roots. People in Dhaka are known for their hospitality, always ready to welcome visitors despite the chaos of the city around them. Another remarkable city is Chittagong, located on the southeastern coast. Known for its natural beauty, Chittagong is a gateway to some of Bangladesh's most picturesque coastal areas. The region has a mix of hills, beaches, and forests that make it one of the country's hidden gems. Not far from Chittagong lies Cox's Bazar, home to the world's longest unbroken sandy beach. People flock to Cox's Bazar for its natural beauty, and it's a popular tourist destination, though still relatively untouched compared to other parts of the world. The beaches here stretch for miles, providing a perfect spot to relax or take in the view. To the southwest, you'll find the Sundarbans, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and the world's largest mangrove forest. This area is famous for its rich biodiversity, especially the Bengal tiger that roams these swamps and forests. The Sundarbans are not only a natural wonder, but also play a crucial role in protecting Bangladesh from natural disasters like cyclones. The forest's vast network of waterways, islands, and wildlife is a must-see for anyone interested in nature and wildlife conservation. Bangladesh's culture is also deeply connected to its markets. Whether it's the bustling streets of Dhaka or the smaller rural villages, markets are at the heart of everyday life. These markets are full of life, offering everything from fresh produce to handmade crafts. Street vendors serve delicious local dishes like biryani, kebabs, and sweet desserts. The markets also reflect the strong sense of community, with neighbors and strangers alike coming together to shop, chat, and exchange stories. You'll find everything from traditional clothing to spices, jewelry, and crafts, all of which tell the story of Bangladesh's heritage. In terms of festivals, Bangladesh offers a wide range of celebrations throughout the year. Some of the most prominent are the Islamic holidays like Eid, the Bengali New Year, Pohela Boishakh, and the Durga Puja festival. These events are not just about religious observances, but also about bringing people together to celebrate life. The streets come alive with music, dance, and vibrant colors, and there's a sense of unity and joy that transcends all the challenges the country faces. Bangladesh has a history of resilience, from its fight for independence in 1971 to dealing with natural disasters and economic struggles. The people of Bangladesh have always found a way to move forward. This resilience is a key part of the cultural mindset. Bangladeshis are proud of their heritage and have a strong sense of community. Family is incredibly important, and people often go out of their way to help one another. Hospitality is a cornerstone of Bangladeshi culture, and it's not uncommon for strangers to be invited into someone's home for tea or a meal. The mindset of the people is shaped by their ability to survive and thrive despite the odds. Bangladesh has faced many challenges, but the spirit of the people remains unbroken. This resilience is visible everywhere, from the hardworking individuals in the cities to the rural farmers who are the backbone of the country. There's a deep sense of pride in the culture, and that pride is reflected in the people's strength, unity, and hospitality. Bangladesh is a country where history, culture, and nature come together in ways that are both beautiful and raw. Whether you're exploring the vibrant streets of Dhaka, relaxing on the beaches of Cox's Bazar, or immersing yourself in the natural wonders of the Sundarbans, you'll find that Bangladesh is more than just a destination. It's a place that captures the essence of resilience, community, and beauty in all its forms. Living in Bangladesh on a $500 budget may sound impossible if you're used to the high living costs in Western countries, but trust me, it's not only doable, it's incredibly easy to live well on this budget in Bangladesh. The cost of living here is so affordable that you might find yourself wondering how it's even possible to live comfortably for such a small amount of money. From rent to food to transport, Everything is significantly cheaper than what you would pay in most Western countries, and the quality of life doesn't have to suffer. Let's start with rent. In Dhaka, the capital city, you can rent a decent, one-bedroom apartment for as little as $150 a month. Yes, you read that right. For $150, you can secure a comfortable space in the city. This is a far cry from what you would pay in a place like New York, London, or even smaller cities in Europe. In these places, a basic apartment could cost you anywhere from $1,200 to $3,000 per month, and that's just for the rent. In Bangladesh, a much lower price tag gets you a place that's big enough for you to live in comfortably and even invite a few friends over. Then there are utilities, electricity, water, and internet. In Bangladesh, utilities are also very affordable. Electricity and water for a small apartment will only cost around $30–50 per month, depending on how much energy you use. The internet is fast and reliable, and you can get a decent plan as low as $15–20 a month. This is such a difference from many Western countries where monthly utility bills and internet can easily push over $100, sometimes even more. This makes living in Bangladesh not just affordable, but also incredibly convenient. When it comes to groceries, the prices are incredibly low, especially if you shop at local markets. You can fill your fridge with fresh produce for under $10. Yes, fresh fruits, vegetables, and all the basic items you need to cook up meals every day. What's even better is that the food here is often grown locally, so it's fresh and full of flavor. You can pick up everything from tomatoes to potatoes, onions, leafy greens, and much more for next to nothing. Local markets also sell a variety of spices, herbs, and rice, which are staples in Bangladeshi cuisine. So, if you love to cook at home, your grocery bill will stay low, and you'll enjoy delicious, authentic meals. Eating out is also surprisingly cheap. A meal at a local restaurant or street food stall costs less than $3. You can grab a delicious plate of biryani, a flavorful curry, or fresh kebabs, all for under $3. The food here is packed with flavor, and you don't have to worry about breaking the bank just to eat out. And if you want to grab a quick snack from a street vendor, you can easily find snacks like samosas or fried fish for just $1 or $2. In the West, these same meals could cost you upwards of $10 or $15 per plate, and that's without the added charm and variety that Bangladesh's street food culture offers. As for transportation, getting around in Bangladesh is incredibly cheap. The local transportation system, including buses, rickshaws, and even taxis, are all very affordable. For example, a bus ride in Dhaka can cost you as little as $0 and taking a rickshaw for a short trip around town might cost you only $1–2. If you're on a tight budget, walking is also a great option, especially in the smaller towns and areas with less traffic. Compare this to cities like New York or London, where a single subway or bus ride can cost over $2, and taxis or rideshare services can add up quickly. In Bangladesh, you'll never feel the pinch when it comes to getting from one place to another. When I lived in Bangladesh on this $500 budget, I was amazed by how far my money could go. I remember finding a cozy flat in Dhaka for just $120 a month. It was more than enough space for me and all my gear, and I felt like I was living like a king, especially considering what I would have paid for a similar space in any Western city. The low rent meant I had plenty of money left over for food, entertainment, and even saving a little. I could eat out regularly, try different dishes, and not worry about my budget being stretched too thin. What really blew my mind was the quality of life. Despite the low prices, I was able to enjoy comfortable living conditions, have regular meals at local restaurants, and explore all that Bangladesh had to offer. I wasn't sacrificing anything. On the contrary, I was living a richer, more fulfilling life without the constant pressure of high costs hanging over my head. I remember spending my weekends wandering through the local markets, sampling street food, and meeting friendly locals who would invite me to join them for tea or a meal. The experience felt like a whole new world, one that I could afford to live in, enjoy, and explore, all while staying on a very modest budget. In comparison to the Western lifestyle, where the cost of living seems to rise every year, Bangladesh's affordability is a breath of fresh air. You don't need to worry about paying exorbitant rent, high utility bills, or expensive groceries. Instead, you can live comfortably and even have some fun with the extra cash you save. You get to enjoy a high quality of life, explore a rich culture, and meet incredible people, all on a budget that feels more like a dream than reality. So, if you've been thinking about how you could possibly live on a small budget in a foreign country, Bangladesh is the answer. Whether you're traveling or looking for a new place to settle, $500 goes a long way here, and you'll get a quality of life that most people in expensive cities could only dream of. If you're ready to experience what it's like to live on a budget without sacrificing comfort, Bangladesh might just be the best-kept secret for budget travelers and expats alike. Beautiful women of Bangladesh. Strength and Beauty Bangladesh is a country known for its vibrant culture and rich diversity, and this diversity is beautifully reflected in the women of the country. Bangladeshis, especially women, are celebrated for their physical beauty. There's something captivating about the way their natural features come together. Fair skin, dark hair, and sharp, expressive eyes, these women possess a unique blend of beauty that is both striking and graceful. Their facial features vary greatly, with some having softer, rounded faces, while others have more angular, defined features. This variety in looks only adds to the charm and appeal of Bangladeshi women, making them stand out not only in Asia but also around the world. The physical beauty of women in Bangladesh is not just about looks. It's also about the culture they carry with them. The way they dress, the way they express themselves, and the way they move all contribute to their beauty. Many women wear traditional garments like the sari and salwar kameez, which are symbols of elegance and cultural pride. The sari, a long piece of cloth draped elegantly around the body, is often worn during special occasions and festivals, and it adds a sense of grace and timeless beauty. The salwar kameez, a more casual yet equally stunning outfit, is commonly worn daily, and it's known for its comfort and style. The vibrancy of the colors and patterns, along with the way the clothes fit, only enhances the natural beauty of these women. But beyond their physical appearance, what really sets the women of Bangladesh apart is their inner strength and resilience. Women in Bangladesh face significant challenges, especially in a society where traditional gender roles are deeply rooted. Despite these pressures, many women are breaking barriers and thriving in fields and roles that were once considered beyond their reach. It's nothing short of inspiring to witness the ways in which Bangladeshi women are pushing the limits of what's possible in their personal and professional lives. Take, for example, a woman I met in Dhaka. She was running her own business, something that's not always easy in a country where business ownership has historically been dominated by men. But she wasn't just managing her company, she was also a dedicated mother and wife, juggling the demands of family and business with grace. Her story is one of many. Women in Bangladesh, despite facing economic hardships and cultural expectations, are showing that they can thrive. In fact, more and more women are becoming entrepreneurs, leaders in politics, and active participants in community development. These women are redefining what it means to be successful, proving that resilience isn't just about enduring hardships, it's about rising above them and thriving. The cultural and social influences that shape the strength of Bangladeshi women are deeply rooted in the country's history. Bangladesh's fight for independence, the struggles during the War of 1971, and the perseverance required to rebuild afterward have shaped the nation's collective spirit. Women in Bangladesh grew up seeing their mothers, grandmothers, and great-grandmothers show tremendous strength, not just in their homes, but in their communities. It's this unshakable foundation that has propelled women forward in all aspects of society. Furthermore, women in Bangladesh maintain a deep sense of pride in their cultural heritage. Family plays an important role in their lives, and they are often the backbone of the household. Their role as caretakers, nurturers, and decision-makers within the family unit is not only valued but celebrated. Despite the challenges that may come with balancing family life and societal expectations, women in Bangladesh continue to uphold these traditions with pride and determination. The strength of women is also reflected in their community roles. Women in Bangladesh often run small businesses, work as teachers, or are involved in grassroots movements, all of which contribute to the growth and development of the nation. Their participation in the workforce, though not always easy due to societal restrictions, is crucial to the economy. It's inspiring to see the way women navigate these challenges, often with resilience, creativity, and a sense of purpose. In terms of local customs, women take part in a variety of cultural and religious events that showcase their pride and connection to their heritage. Whether it's celebrating the Bengali New Year, Pohela Boishakh, or participating in the Durga Puja festival, women are at the heart of these celebrations. These festivals are not just about religious observance, they're about community, family, and cultural pride. Women wear their finest saris, prepare traditional foods, and perform rituals with grace and devotion. These customs not only highlight their beauty, but also reinforce the importance of culture, unity, and the power of women in shaping Bangladesh's identity. The pride that Bangladeshi women take in their appearance, their families, and their culture is evident in everything they do. Whether they are at home, in the workplace, or out in the community, they exude strength, grace, and beauty that is impossible to ignore. Despite the challenges they face, they continue to break down barriers and prove that beauty isn't just skin deep. The women of Bangladesh carry with them a sense of resilience that's been built over generations. A resilience that not only allows them to overcome adversity, but also to shine in a world that often underestimates their power. The beauty of Bangladeshi women is not just in their appearance, but in their inner strength and cultural pride. They embody the spirit of the country, vibrant, diverse, and resilient. Whether through their physical features, their traditions, or their roles in society, women in Bangladesh are a testament to the strength and beauty that lies within all of us. They are an essential part of what makes Bangladesh so unique and fascinating, and their contributions to the country's culture, economy, and future cannot be overstated. Raw reality of life in Bangladesh is a country of striking contrasts. On one side, you have the wealthier areas, such as parts of Dhaka, where towering high-rise buildings and luxury apartments sit alongside top-end shopping malls and restaurants. These neighborhoods represent a level of modernity that you might expect to see in any major city across the world. The people here live a life that seems comfortable, with access to all the luxuries and conveniences that come with wealth. But just a short walk away, you can step into some of the poorest areas of Dhaka, where the living conditions are so different, it feels like stepping into another world entirely. In the slums and poor districts, the contrast is staggering. People live in overcrowded conditions, often in makeshift homes made of tin, plastic, or other scrap materials. Streets are narrow, packed with people, and full of waste that never quite seems to get cleaned up. The poverty here is visible at every turn, and the way people live shows just how tough life can be for many Bangladeshis. Families in these areas often struggle to meet basic needs like food, clean water, and sanitation. But despite the dire conditions, there's a sense of community and strength in these neighborhoods. People come together to help one another, share what little they have, and find joy in simple things like playing games in the street or gathering for a meal. This economic disparity is not just limited to Dhaka. In rural areas across Bangladesh, life can be even harder. While the cities like Dhaka and Chittagong have seen significant development over the years, the countryside still lags behind. In villages, many people live off the land, growing crops to sustain their families. However, these areas often lack basic infrastructure, like proper roads, reliable electricity, and access to modern health care. The gap between the urban elite and the rural poor is wide, and it can sometimes feel like two entirely different worlds exist within the same country. Another major challenge facing Bangladesh is its ongoing struggles with pollution and infrastructure, especially in Dhaka. The capital city, with a population of over 20 million, is one of the most densely populated cities in the world. The streets are always busy, filled with people, cars, rickshaws, and buses trying to get through the chaos. Traffic jams are a daily occurrence, and it's not unusual for people to spend hours stuck in traffic, just trying to get to work or run errands. The air is thick with smog and dust, and while things have gotten better over the years, pollution still remains a major issue. In the mornings, the sky is often hazy, and the air quality can be dangerously poor. For those living in Dhaka, this pollution is a constant battle, affecting their health and quality of life. The infrastructure in Bangladesh is also a work in progress. In some areas, especially in rural places, the roads are poorly maintained or non-existent. Public transport is often crowded and unreliable, and power outages are a regular part of daily life. In the cities, waste management is another issue. Trash piles up in many places, and the city doesn't always have the resources to handle the sheer volume of waste it produces. It's clear that Bangladesh is still working hard to improve its infrastructure, but for now, these issues are a major part of daily life. Despite these struggles, the resilience of the people of Bangladesh is nothing short of remarkable. Ordinary Bangladeshis face challenges every day, but they don't give up. In the face of poverty, pollution, and traffic chaos, they find ways to make life work. Take, for example, the countless small street vendors scattered across the city. They wake up early, set up their stalls, and spend long hours selling everything from fresh fruit to homemade clothes. They might not be rich, but they make a living and find pride in what they do. Many of them work long hours for very little, yet they maintain a positive attitude and never stop pushing forward. Even in the rural areas, where resources are scarce and life can be tough, people are doing their best to make the most of their circumstances. In the villages, farming families work tirelessly to grow crops, often with minimal tools and equipment. It's hard, back-breaking work, but it's how they support their families. Despite the challenges they face, these people are deeply connected to their land and traditions. They pass down knowledge from generation to generation and share a bond with the land that has shaped their identity for centuries. One of the most inspiring things about the people of Bangladesh is their sense of community. Even in the poorest areas, there is a strong spirit of togetherness. People help each other out, whether it's by sharing food or lending a hand with chores. It's not uncommon for neighbors to share what little they have, whether it's food, clothes, or even shelter. In the face of adversity, they take care of one another, and that sense of solidarity is a key part of what makes Bangladesh so special. The resilience of Bangladeshis is also reflected in the way they face adversity. The country has been hit by natural disasters, political unrest, and economic struggles. But time and again, the people have shown that they can overcome whatever challenges come their way. After major floods or cyclones, entire communities come together to rebuild their homes, their livelihoods, and their futures. It's a remarkable display of strength, and it's clear that no matter how difficult life may get, Bangladeshis refuse to give up. The raw reality of life in Bangladesh is a tale of contrasts. On one hand, you have the wealth and luxury of the cities, and on the other, the harsh conditions of the slums and rural areas. The country struggles with pollution, overcrowded streets, and underdeveloped infrastructure, yet the spirit of the people never seems to waver. Bangladeshis face daily challenges, but they face them with resilience, determination, and an unwavering sense of community. Despite the hardships, they find joy in the little things, and their strength is truly inspiring. Life in Bangladesh may not be easy, but it is a life lived with pride, hope, and a relentless drive to move forward. Bangladesh's natural beauty. Bangladesh is a country that is rich in natural beauty, from its lush forests and sprawling rivers, to its sandy beaches and misty hills. The country's landscapes are diverse and captivating, offering some of the most stunning natural sights in the world. Let's explore 3 of the most incredible natural wonders in Bangladesh: the Sundarbans, Cox's Bazar, and the Chittagong Hill Tracts, and how these places shape the country's identity. First, we have the Sundarbans, one of the most famous natural spots in Bangladesh and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Sundarbans is the largest mangrove forest in the world and stretches across both Bangladesh and India. This forest is not only a remarkable place due to its size, but also because it is home to the Bengal tiger, one of the most elusive and endangered species on the planet. These tigers roam freely through the dense mangrove trees, and their presence adds to the mystique of the area. The Sundarbans is crucial for biodiversity. It is home to a variety of wildlife, including saltwater crocodiles, spotted deer, monkeys, and many species of birds and fish. The area is an essential breeding ground for many aquatic species, and it serves as a natural barrier, protecting the coastal areas from the damaging effects of cyclones and storm surges. The rivers and tidal waterways that weave through the forest create a landscape that's as beautiful as it is vital. The contrast between the dense greenery, the winding rivers, and the wildlife that calls it home is awe-inspiring. For anyone who loves nature and wildlife, the Sundarbans is a place you won't forget. Next, there is Cox's Bazar, a place that is nothing short of paradise. It is home to the world's longest natural sandy sea beach, stretching over 120 kilometers along the Bay of Bengal. This stunning beach is a haven for both tourists and locals alike, offering crystal-clear waters, golden sand, and breathtaking views of the horizon. Cox's Bazar is a popular spot for beach lovers, where you can relax by the sea, enjoy fresh seafood, and take in the calm, serene atmosphere. The beach is especially beautiful during sunrise and sunset, with the sky turning vibrant shades of orange, pink, and purple. But what makes Cox's Bazar truly special is its untouched nature. While it has developed into a tourist destination, it still holds much of its natural beauty. Unlike other popular beach resorts around the world, Cox's Bazar feels authentic and less commercialized. The long stretch of sand remains relatively quiet, offering a peaceful escape from the hustle and bustle of city life. Local fishermen also make their living here, and the fishing boats along the beach add a colorful touch to the scene. Whether you're swimming, sunbathing, or simply strolling along the shore, Cox's Bazar is the kind of place where you can truly relax and feel connected to nature. Another gem of Bangladesh is the Chittagong Hill Tracts, a beautiful and rugged area in the southeastern part of the country. The hill tracts are known for their lush green hills, cascading waterfalls, and peaceful atmosphere. The region is home to various indigenous groups, each with their own distinct cultures, languages, and traditions. The hills themselves are full of life, with dense forests, rivers, and small villages that offer a glimpse into a slower, simpler way of life. The beauty of the hill tracts is more than just the landscape. It's also about the connection between the land and the people who live there. The region is a cultural hub, with many of the indigenous communities maintaining their traditional ways of living, often farming the land, growing crops, and crafting beautiful handmade goods. The area's rich biodiversity, including rare plants and animals, makes it a natural wonder, and the cool, misty air that rolls down the hills makes it a perfect escape from the heat of the cities. Bangladesh is also blessed with numerous rivers that flow through its landscape, creating a network of waterways that has shaped the country's history, economy, and culture. The Padma, Jamuna, and Meghna rivers are some of the most significant in the country, serving as vital transportation routes, sources of water for farming, and a way of life for many communities. These rivers help sustain the country's agriculture, with rice and other crops being grown along the fertile riverbanks. The rivers also provide the perfect setting for boat rides, allowing you to take in the beauty of the countryside while moving through the water. The river systems are not just important for practical reasons. They are also part of the identity of Bangladesh, reflecting the deep connection the people have with nature. Visiting these natural wonders left a lasting impact on me. I had the opportunity to visit the Sundarbans and take a boat ride through its winding waterways. The experience was surreal. As we made our way through the forest, the sounds of nature surrounded us: birds calling, water splashing, and the soft rustle of leaves in the wind. The landscape was unlike anything I had ever seen before, with mangrove trees growing tall and wild, the air thick with humidity, and the mystery of the Bengal tiger just a whisper away. It made me realize how much of our world's natural beauty is still hidden in places like this, and how important it is to protect these areas for future generations. I also spent some time in Cox's Bazar, and I'll never forget the peacefulness of the beach. The sound of the waves crashing on the shore, the cool breeze, and the sight of fishermen hauling in their boats at dawn were all so calming. I felt connected to the simplicity of life there, far from the chaos of the city. It's a place where time seems to slow down and you can truly unwind. The Chittagong Hill tracks were also an unforgettable experience. As I walked through the hills, I could feel the tranquility of the place. The cool air, the green surroundings, and the welcoming people made it a perfect spot for reflection. It was inspiring to see how the indigenous communities live in harmony with the land, preserving their traditions while also embracing modernity. The beauty of the hills and rivers in this part of Bangladesh shows how nature and culture are intertwined in a way that is rare to find. Bangladesh is full of natural beauty that often goes overlooked by outsiders. From the incredible biodiversity of the Sundarbans to the peaceful beaches of Cox's Bazar and the serene hills of Chittagong, the country offers a variety of landscapes that are as diverse as they are stunning. Whether you're exploring dense forests, relaxing on golden sand, or wandering through misty hills, Bangladesh's natural wonders will leave you in awe and make you appreciate the beauty of the world around us. The heart of Dhaka. Chaos meets charm. Dhaka, the capital of Bangladesh, is a city where chaos and charm come together in a way that you won't find anywhere else. From the moment you step onto the streets, you'll feel the energy surrounding you. Loud, bustling, and full of life. The streets are always crowded, with people walking in every direction, rickshaws zooming past, and vendors calling out to sell everything from fruits to household goods. The constant noise of honking cars, the chatter of people, and the hum of everyday life is part of what makes Dhaka unique. It's a city that never stops moving, always busy, and yet there's an underlying charm that pulls you in and makes you want to stay longer. The city's vibe is something that you can't help but notice. The streets are packed with street vendors selling fresh produce, snacks, clothes, and toys. You can find anything you need, and if you don't, there's always someone ready to find it for you. Rickshaws are a common sight in Dhaka, and they dart through the streets, carrying people to their destinations in a blur of color and motion. It's a bit chaotic, but there's a certain rhythm to it. Despite the madness, there's a sense of order that's uniquely Dhaka's, where everyone seems to have their role in the ever-moving dance of the city. As the sun sets, Dhaka takes on a different life. The evening hours bring a fresh vibrancy to the city, transforming it into a lively and welcoming place. After dark, the streets become lined with street food stalls, each offering a variety of delicious treats. You can find fresh kebabs, crispy samosas, sweet desserts like chom chom and rasgulla, and hot tea brewing on every corner. The air smells of spices and fried foods, and the sound of sizzling food fills the streets. People gather at these food stalls, chatting and laughing as they enjoy their evening meal. It's not just about the food. It's about the social experience of being in the heart of Dhaka, surrounded by locals who share a sense of community and warmth. The nightlife in Dhaka is not about flashy clubs or bars, but rather about simple, everyday pleasures. Local cafes become gathering spots for friends and families, where you can sit and enjoy a cup of tea or coffee while chatting about the day's events. It's in these cafes where you'll often find the city's charm. People are friendly, open, and eager to make you feel at home. The social culture in Dhaka is built on community. People meet in parks, cafes, and markets, sharing stories, making new connections, and bonding over common experiences. It's a place where you don't have to know someone to strike up a conversation, and where strangers can quickly become friends. One evening, I decided to take a walk around the local market area in Dhaka. The streets were packed with people, young and old, buying groceries, chatting with friends, and navigating their way through the crowds. The buzz of the city was intense, but there was something oddly peaceful about it. The people seemed so accustomed to the chaos, and I couldn't help but feel like I was part of it. I wandered through narrow streets, past colorful market stalls selling everything from clothing to toys, and caught sight of street vendors serving up delicious food. The air was full of laughter, music, and the smell of spices. Later, I stopped at a small tea stall to take a break. The vendor, an older man with a warm smile, welcomed me with a cup of freshly brewed chai. As I sipped my tea, a group of locals gathered around the stall, chatting and sharing stories. It was clear that for them, this wasn't just a place to get a drink. It was a community hub, a place to connect and unwind after a busy day. Despite the hustle and bustle of Dhaka, there was an undeniable sense of warmth and hospitality that made me feel instantly at ease. I was far from home, but I felt like I belonged, even if just for a little while. As I continued my walk, I couldn't help but notice how the city had a way of making you forget about the stress of the day. The charm of Dhaka lies not just in its chaos, but in how that chaos is balanced with moments of quiet, like sitting in a cafe, enjoying a cup of tea, or chatting with friendly strangers in the market. The night air was cool, and the lights from the street vendors and cafes created a warm, inviting glow. The city felt alive in a way that was both overwhelming and comforting at the same time. One of the most surprising things about Dhaka's social culture is how people from all walks of life come together to enjoy simple pleasures. There's no need for grand gestures or elaborate plans. Whether it's a meal with family, a coffee with friends, or a chat with a stranger, the people of Dhaka know how to make the most of every moment. It's a city that values human connection, and that connection is what makes Dhaka so special. In the end, Dhaka is a city that isn't for everyone, but for those who embrace its chaotic nature, it becomes a place that feels alive with possibility. The constant movement, the street vendors, the rickshaws, and the crowds might seem overwhelming at first, but once you get used to the pace, you'll find that Dhaka has a charm all its own. It's a city that teaches you how to find beauty in the hustle, to see the warmth in the noise, and to appreciate the small, everyday moments that make life in Dhaka so special. Bangladeshi food. Bangladesh is a country where food is not just about nourishment. It's about culture, tradition, and community. The cuisine is rich, flavorful, and diverse, with a variety of dishes that reflect the country's history and love for spices. Whether you're in a fancy restaurant or sitting on a street corner enjoying local delicacies, food is an essential part of life in Bangladesh. Let's explore some of the most popular and beloved dishes in Bangladeshi cuisine. 1. Of the most iconic dishes in Bangladesh is biryani. This fragrant rice dish, made with long-grain basmati rice, meat, usually chicken or mutton, and a mix of aromatic spices, is a crowd favorite. The cooking process involves layering the meat and rice and then cooking it slowly, allowing the flavors to blend together. It's a special dish, often served during celebrations, family gatherings, or festivals. The flavor is rich, spicy, and satisfying, and every bite leaves you wanting more. Whether you're eating it at a local restaurant or from a street vendor, biryani is a must-try when visiting Bangladesh. Another beloved dish is buna khichuri, a comforting and hearty meal made with rice and lentils cooked in ghee, clarified, butter, along with a variety of spices. It's a staple comfort food in Bangladesh and is often paired with fried eggplant, vegetables, or a simple beef or chicken curry. The spiciness of buna khichuri is perfectly balanced by its rich, earthy flavors, making it an ideal dish for any time of the day. It's often eaten during rainy days or festive occasions and brings a sense of warmth and satisfaction to those who enjoy it. When it comes to desserts, Bangladesh has some delicious options, and one of the most popular is paithas. These are traditional sweets made from rice flour, sugar, and coconut, and they come in many variations. Some are soft and chewy, while others are crispy and crunchy. Paithas can be filled with a variety of ingredients, such as jaggery, a type of unrefined sugar, sweetened coconut, or even mung beans. They're typically enjoyed during festivals like Pohela Boishakh, Bengali New Year, and are often served to guests as a gesture of hospitality. The sweetness and unique textures of paithas make them a delightful treat that represents the warm hospitality of Bangladesh. Another key part of Bangladeshi cuisine is the country's love for fish. Bangladesh is blessed with an abundance of freshwater rivers, lakes, and the Bay of Bengal, which provide a wide variety of fish. Fish is a staple in many homes, and it's prepared in various ways: grilled, fried, or cooked in curries. Hilsa. Fish, in particular, is one of the most cherished and widely loved varieties. It's often cooked in mustard sauce, creating a tangy, rich dish that pairs perfectly with steamed rice. Whether it's a simple fish fry or a more complex curry, fish holds a special place in the hearts of Bangladeshi people. In addition to the traditional dishes, Bangladesh's street food culture is something that sets the country apart. Street food is an essential part of daily life in Bangladesh, and you can find vendors selling tasty treats all over the country. The best part about street food is how affordable and accessible it is. Whether you're in a busy city like Dhaka or a small village, you'll always find something delicious to snack on. Some of the most popular street foods include fuchka, also known as pani puri, samosas, chotpoti, and egg rolls. Fuchka is a crispy, hollow shell filled with spicy water, potatoes, chickpeas, and tamarind chutney. It's an explosion of flavors in your mouth, with the combination of tangy, spicy, and crunchy textures. It's one of the most popular street foods and can be found in every corner of the city. Another favorite is samosas, deep-fried pastry. Pockets filled with a spiced mixture of potatoes, peas, and sometimes meat. These savory treats are perfect for a quick snack and are often served with a chutney or dipping sauce. Chotpoti is a delicious mix of chickpeas, potatoes, chopped onions, and spicy seasonings. Served cold, it's tangy, spicy, and absolutely addictive. The egg roll is another beloved street food, which consists of a fried egg wrapped in a paratha, flatbread, along with onions, cucumbers, and a special sauce. These quick bites are perfect for people on the go and provide a burst of flavor in every bite. One of my most memorable food experiences in Bangladesh happened when I first tried biryani from a local street vendor in Dhaka. It was late in the evening, and the air was filled with the scent of spices and grilled meats. The biryani was served in a small metal dish. The rice perfectly spiced and fluffy with tender chunks of chicken. It was simple, but the flavors were so rich and satisfying. I had it with a side of cooling raita, yogurt with cucumber, which helped balance the spiciness of the biryani. I remember taking the first bite and thinking, this is exactly what I imagined Bangladeshi food to be, full of flavors, spices, and soul. The experience was more than just eating. It was about feeling connected to the culture, to the people, and to the tradition behind the food. Later, I decided to try some street food, and that's when I had my first taste of fuchka. I stood on a busy corner in Dhaka, watching as the vendor expertly filled the crispy shells with spicy chickpeas and tamarind water. The first bite was a burst of flavor, tangy, spicy, and crunchy all at once. I couldn't stop eating them. It was a fun, exciting experience to eat this local delicacy in the heart of the city, surrounded by the sounds of bustling streets and people enjoying their evening. The vendor even shared some stories about how long he had been making fuchka, and how it was a favorite snack for many. It was a small, simple moment, but it left a lasting impression on me about the food culture in Bangladesh. Bangladeshi food is a reflection of the country's vibrant culture, rich history, and love for flavor. From the comforting warmth of biryani and buna khichuri to the sweetness of pithas and the fresh flavors of fish, the cuisine here has something for everyone. Street food in Bangladesh is a must-try, offering a wide range of flavors and textures that are both affordable and accessible. Whether you're trying street food for the first time or sitting down to a traditional family meal, the food of Bangladesh will leave you with unforgettable memories. It's not just about eating. It's about experiencing the culture, sharing meals with others, and connecting to the heart of Bangladesh. The spirit of Bangladesh, the people's resilience. One of the most remarkable things about Bangladesh is the resilience and strength of its people. Despite the numerous challenges they face, from natural disasters to political turmoil, the people of Bangladesh have an incredible ability to persevere and rebuild. Whether it's a devastating flood that sweeps through their homes or a cyclone that destroys entire villages, the people of Bangladesh never seem to give up. Instead, they rise to the occasion, showing an unbreakable will to overcome adversity and start anew. Bangladesh is no stranger to natural disasters. Every year, the country faces floods, cyclones, and heavy monsoon rains that cause significant damage. Flooding is a recurring issue, particularly during the monsoon season, when rivers overflow and flood vast areas of the country. These floods can displace millions of people, destroy crops, and disrupt daily life. Cyclones are another major threat, and they often bring with them heavy winds, storm surges, and heavy rainfall. These events can leave entire communities in ruins. However, despite the destruction, Bangladeshis always manage to rebuild, showing incredible strength and resilience in the face of these challenges. The people of Bangladesh have learned to adapt to these natural disasters. Over the years, they have developed systems to cope with the aftermath of floods and cyclones. For example, many homes are built on higher ground or raised on stilts to protect against floodwaters. Villages and cities have learned to set up emergency shelters to house displaced families, and local organizations often mobilize to provide food, clean water, and medical aid. What's even more impressive is the way people come together in the aftermath of these disasters. They help each other, share resources, and work as a community to rebuild their homes and lives. The idea of community is at the heart of Bangladesh's resilience. The political challenges in Bangladesh have also tested the people's endurance. Over the years, the country has faced political instability, including strikes, protests, and periods of violence. These struggles have often resulted in a sense of uncertainty, and many people have lived through tough times as the country has tried to find stability. Despite this, the people of Bangladesh continue to maintain a sense of hope and optimism. They believe in their ability to overcome the challenges they face, and they keep pushing forward. It's this unwavering determination that has allowed Bangladesh to survive and thrive, even in difficult circumstances. What truly stands out about Bangladesh, however, is the community spirit. People here are incredibly supportive of one another, and the sense of unity is something that can't be ignored. It doesn't matter if you're a stranger or a close friend. Bangladeshis will go out of their way to help each other, especially during difficult times. Hospitality is a core value in Bangladesh, and it's easy to see why when you experience it firsthand. One evening in Dhaka, I found myself lost in a busy market area. The streets were crowded, the noise was overwhelming, and I wasn't sure which direction to take. I approached a vendor selling fruits, hoping he could point me in the right direction. Without hesitation, he not only gave me directions but also offered me a glass of fresh juice. "You're new here, aren't you?" he asked with a smile. I nodded, and he continued, "It's a big city, but don't worry. We take care of each other here." That moment stayed with me. It wasn't just the juice that mattered. It was the genuine kindness and hospitality that Bangladeshis showed to one another, especially to strangers. This sense of community isn't just present in cities like Dhaka. It extends to the rural villages as well. During my time in a small village, I saw neighbors working together to rebuild a home after a cyclone had destroyed it. Everyone pitched in. Some people brought materials, others helped with the physical labor, and some offered food and water. It wasn't about being paid or thanked, it was simply the right thing to do. This community spirit is the backbone of Bangladesh's resilience. In times of crisis, it's not just the government or aid organizations that help. The people themselves come together and make sure no one is left behind. One particularly moving story I heard was about a woman in a village who had lost her home and belongings during a flood. Her neighbors didn't just offer her temporary shelter, they made sure she had everything she needed to start over. One neighbor gave her some spare clothes while another offered her cooking supplies. A group of local women even helped her clean up her house when the water finally receded. "We are family here," one of the women told me. "When one of us suffers, we all suffer." It was a simple yet powerful reminder of the deep sense of connection that people in Bangladesh share. In the aftermath of natural disasters, I also saw how local organizations and volunteers work tirelessly to support the affected communities. When a flood hit a village I visited, local volunteers set up makeshift clinics to provide medical care. Others went door to door, delivering food and clean water to families who had been displaced. This is the spirit of Bangladesh. When disaster strikes, the community rises to help, and no one is left behind. The resilience of the people here doesn't just come from the government or external aid, it comes from within the community itself. Bangladesh's resilience also shines through in the way people maintain their traditions and culture, even in the face of hardship. During political unrest or times of crisis, the country's festivals and celebrations continue, albeit in more modest ways. People still gather to celebrate Pohela Boishakh, Bengali New Year, despite the difficulties they may be facing. The importance of family, community, and tradition is never lost, even during challenging times. The people of Bangladesh hold on to their culture and beliefs because they know that these things bring strength and unity in the face of adversity. Even in the everyday struggles, Bangladeshis show resilience. Whether it's a farmer working tirelessly in the fields or a street vendor selling food in the heat, people are determined to make a living and provide for their families. They may not have much, but they make the most of what they have, and they do so with pride. This attitude of resilience is woven into the fabric of Bangladesh's culture. It's not just about surviving, it's about finding strength in community, overcoming obstacles together, and celebrating life even in the toughest of times. The spirit of Bangladesh is defined by its people's resilience, strength, and sense of community. Despite the challenges they face, whether it's natural disasters, political instability, or economic hardship, the people of Bangladesh continue to persevere. They rely on one another, offer kindness to strangers, and rebuild after every setback. The sense of hospitality and unity in this country is unlike anything I've experienced, and it is this spirit that makes Bangladesh such a special place. It's not just the beauty of the country or the warmth of the people, it's the resilience that shines through in everything they do. Bangladesh is a country that proves that no matter how hard life gets, the human spirit can rise above it, stronger than ever. As we come to the end of this journey through Bangladesh, let's take a moment to reflect on everything that makes this country so incredibly unique. From the bustling streets of Dhaka to the serene beaches of Cox's Bazar, Bangladesh is a country full of surprises. It's a place where modernity and tradition meet, where beauty and chaos coexist, and where the people's resilience shines through every challenge they face. We've seen the breathtaking natural beauty that Bangladesh offers. The Sundarbans, with its dense mangrove forests and Bengal tigers, stands as a testament to the country's rich biodiversity. Cox's Bazar, the world's longest natural sandy beach, offers a peaceful escape, a place where you can relax and take in the beauty of the ocean. The Chittagong Hill tracks provide cool, misty hills and a glimpse into the traditional lives of the indigenous people. And let's not forget the rivers that flow through the land, shaping the culture and daily life of Bangladeshis. All of this is part of the country's incredible charm, making it a hidden gem that too many people overlook. But Bangladesh is more than just its natural beauty. It's about the people, their strength, resilience, and unwavering sense of community. We've seen how Bangladeshis face some of the toughest challenges, from natural disasters like floods and cyclones to political instability. Yet, despite these hardships, the spirit of the people never wavers. They rise to the occasion, helping each other, rebuilding what's been lost, and moving forward with hope. This resilience, this sense of unity, is at the heart of what makes Bangladesh truly special. In a world where many feel disconnected, Bangladesh stands out as a place where community, family, and hospitality are deeply valued. The food in Bangladesh is another highlight that's worth mentioning. From the rich flavors of biryani and buna khichuri to the sweetness of pithas, the food here is as diverse as the culture itself. Street food, in particular, plays a huge part in daily life. Whether it's fuchka, samosas, or egg rolls, the food you find on the streets of Bangladesh isn't just delicious. It's a reflection of the country's vibrant social culture. Eating here isn't just about filling your stomach. It's about sharing experiences, connecting with others, and enjoying the simple pleasures of life. But life in Bangladesh isn't without its challenges. The contrast between the wealthier areas of Dhaka and the poorer, rural parts of the country is striking. The streets of the city are packed with people, rickshaws, and traffic, and the pollution can be overwhelming at times. Yet, despite the congestion and the difficulties faced by many, the people remain full of life and determination. The infrastructure struggles and the daily challenges they face don't stop them from carrying on with optimism and pride. It's this ability to face adversity with a smile that makes Bangladesh so remarkable. There's an energy to the city that's contagious, and a warmth to the people that makes you feel at home, no matter where you come from. So, now that we've seen the highs and lows of life in Bangladesh, let me ask you, would you trade your comfortable life for a $500 budget in a country full of surprises? Imagine waking up in a beautiful city, surrounded by resilient people and living like royalty, all for the price of an average rent payment in New York. Would you take the plunge and live the raw, untold reality of Bangladesh? The opportunities here are endless. For those willing to embrace the challenges, Bangladesh offers an affordable lifestyle without sacrificing the beauty and culture that many dream of. You could live in a cozy apartment for just $150 a month, eat fresh and delicious food for a fraction of the cost you'd pay in Western countries, and experience life in a country that's as welcoming as it is unpredictable. It's a place where every day feels like an adventure, where the people you meet are eager to share their stories, and where the raw beauty of the land constantly reminds you of how much there is to discover. Would you dare to leave behind the comforts of your daily routine and step into the reality of life in Bangladesh? It's a place where you'll be challenged, inspired, and amazed every day. The question is, are you ready to take the plunge and see if this $500 adventure is right for you? Drop a comment below and let me know what you think. Would you trade your current lifestyle for the raw, real experience of Bangladesh? What's stopping you from packing your bags and discovering a side of the world that most people never get to see? The answer might just surprise you. I want to hear from you. Would you consider making Bangladesh your next travel destination, or even your home? The blend of culture, food, resilience, and breathtaking landscapes is hard to match, but it's not for everyone. So, what do you think? Would you take the leap and experience life in Bangladesh with all its highs and lows? Drop a comment below and let's discuss.